All right, I wanted to give you a quick video about the congressional simulation that might help you better understand and focus your attention for where you should go from here. So I put up the assignment sheet for the congressional simulation. That assignment sheet will be following you for the rest of the semester along with the syllabus. Consider it an extended version of what is in the syllabus. This project is multi-part, but it is not very heavy. It takes the place of some in-class assignments that I would have you do in on-the-ground class. What you're going to do is act as a member of the U.S. House of Representatives. In that capacity, you will be deciding on an issue area that's important to you. You will be coming up with ideas to help solve problems. You'll be drafting a bill, and then you'll be trying to get that bill passed. That's the whole thing. But it happens in stages. And the first stage is easy. You have to select an issue area. So part one, which happens this week, I want you to think about what issue area you want to deal with. I will try to give people their first choice if possible, but I want to make sure that the groups are evenly spread. So you have four choices: student loan reform / paying for college. I'll just kind of broaden it out like that. Climate change, K through 12 education reform, and broadly civil rights. So you have to pick, or actually rank. I'm going to have you rank those, which one you would want to do first, second, third, fourth. Okay? I will try and get you your top choice, but hopefully at least one of your top two. You will complete this via Google Forms, which there will be a link up on Blackboard for you to do that. The next step will happen next week. In those groups, once they are formed, you will have a thread on a discussion board that is just for your group, where you will post 3 ideas. I know what 3 is versus 4. You will post 3 ideas for reform, right? So, for example, if I were in a group, which does not exist, if I were in a group about foreclosure assistance for houses, I would maybe come up with an idea for people to have so many months paid for by a charity. Or maybe I would set up a program where you could refinance even if your credit was low. Or maybe I would set up a program where the foreclosure process was easier, something like that. And I would have a brief description about what each thing means. Does not have to be fully formed legislation. Don't expect a ton of details. I just think you should be able to write a couple of sentences about each issue, or each potential solution and what you mean by it. You have to do that by Thursday of that week so that everybody can go in and then make a comment on each of your group members' suggestions. Part 3, the following week, will be actually drafting a bill. You will both post it to your discussion board for your group, as well as submit it via the assignment link. You'll be drafting a bill, and I'll give you templates for that and examples, as well as a statement or a bill summary that will go along with it. The draft bill will be graded as part of the iCitizen project. The bill summary that you're going to use to get people to vote for your bill, to see why it's a problem, etc. It's a 2 to 3 paragraph document, nothing big. But it's where you'll say, hey, here's the problem, here's why this solution is a good one. That will be what you're graded on for the congressional simulation. Part 4 will be then going in once everybody has posted their bills and saying, I like this one, I don't like this one, can you change a line here? Can you take this out? Can you add specificity? And then your group has to vote on the bills. You can decide how you do that, but you must provide to me a list of bills that are passed out of committee. And you can only pass the number of bills that is 1 less than the number of people you have in the group. So if you have 5 people in your group, you can only pass 4 bills out of committee. 3 people in the group, you can only pass 2 bills out of committee, etc. Then, part 5, advocating and log rolling. Your bills will then be submitted to the floor. I will take those bills that have survived and I'll put them on a discussion board for the whole group. You'll have to advocate for your work, so you'll draft a 1-paragraph statement saying, here's why you should vote for me. If you elect to record it rather than write it out, you can do that as well. It needs to be no more than 60 seconds. And then you will post that on the discussion board. You can question other people's floor speeches, either for clarification or just to say, I think this bill is foolish, whatever, right? Then, after that, there will be 2 days of voting. On the 15th and the 16th, you will be able to vote. It'll be via Google Form. If just one of your committee's bills makes it to a majority vote, gets a majority vote in the House, and passes the House, your entire committee will get 10 extra credit points each. You only get one set of 10 points, so even if you submit 3 bills to the floor and all 3 get passed, everybody gets 10 points, not 30. However, if your bill, the one that you wrote, is approved on the full floor, so it survives committee and it gets passed through the House, you get an additional 20 extra credit points. That's a total of 30 altogether. Here's the catch. It can't pass all of them. There would be an incentive for you guys to just work together and get them all passed so you all get the extra credit. But if all of the bills that were submitted from the committees made it to the full House, and all got voted on and all were approved, no one in the class will receive extra credit. All the extra credit goes out the window. In other words, some will have to fail. So you're going to have to find the ones that you don't like, and you're going to have to work with one another. Maybe your committee decides to band together and support all the committee. Maybe you know someone else in the class. Maybe you decide to email someone and say, hey, let's get our bills through. That's up to you. But the incentive is here not just to throw a wrench in the works, to force you to deliberate and discuss, yes, but also to think about the counter incentives that are there in the lawmaking process. There's no better way to do it than to give you kind of mixed incentives as you move into the process. So that is the whole project. Each week has a small part of it. I will have samples up for you next week of the bill so you can kind of see the types of things that we're doing. You're not going to have to write, one of those bills, you see the stack this high. I want you to write like a 2-page thing, and it has a form, and it's fairly easy. So I think will be very interesting. The feedback that I have gotten when I've done this in other classes in person has been very good. People just think it's kind of the best way to learn this stuff, is to actually do it. So we're going to actually do it. If you have questions, let me know. Email me. And if they are relevant to the whole class, I will share them with the whole class. So that's all I have for you. Hopefully this was informative. Read through the entire instruction sheet. I may not have mentioned every single thing in there. And the instruction sheet is what governs here. All right, thanks.